Welcome back, everyone. Man, today feels like a real milestone. We've hit day 27. Up to this point, we've spent so much time right in the trenches, just heavily focused on writing code, getting that logic to actually work, and building things from the ground up. But today we get to explore that absolutely crucial next step, reviewing it. Because look, being a truly great developer isn't just about what you can build in your own little bubble. It's about how you evaluate, communicate, and frankly, elevate the code of the people around you. And doing that, well, it requires a system. It means stepping away from our own personal opinions and really leaning into a structured, highly professional review report.
Before we get into the exact mechanics of how to do this, let's think about your own day-to-day. Are you just totally tired of messy, unstructured code reviews? Have you ever opened up a pull request and just been hit with this chaotic wall of text from a reviewer? You know the kind. A rambling list of complaints, vague suggestions, some nitpicks, all just mashed together with absolutely zero clear priority. It's incredibly frustrating, right? It totally bogs down the entire development cycle, creates friction on the team, and honestly, worst of all, critical bugs can so easily hide in that unstructured mess. We really need a standardized, professional approach to just strip away that chaos and bring immediate clarity to our feedback. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the Professional Review Framework. So this framework is literally designed to completely eliminate ambiguity from your code reviews. When you use this structure, you're generating a professional review report that anyone, and I mean anyone on your team, can instantly understand and act upon. There are 4 essential pillars here. Step 1, severity. Like, how urgent is this? Step 2, file. Exactly where is this happening? Step 3, issue. What precisely is wrong? And step 4, recommendation. How exactly are we going to fix it? By rigidly sticking to these 4 exact steps, you're forcing your feedback to be objective, organized, and immediately actionable. You're not just pointing fingers anymore. You're providing a totally clear roadmap to a much better code base. Let's see exactly how this plays out in practice.
Section 2, minor issues, naming variables.
We're going to start our escalation arc here with the lowest stakes first. When you're reviewing code, you're constantly going to encounter things that aren't necessarily breaking the app, but, they still degrade the overall quality of the code base over time. We classify these under the minor severity level. Now, to apply our framework, we don't just say, hey, there's a minor issue somewhere. No, we immediately pinpoint the exact location. In this specific scenario, our target file is api.js. By stating the file right up front, we're saving the developer the absolute headache of hunting through the entire repo. They know exactly where to open their editor.
And notice how we pair the problem directly with the solution here. Under our framework, the issue is identified simply as naming. Maybe a variable was poorly named, it's a bit too vague, or it just doesn't follow the team's conventions. But we don't just stop there and complain, the recommendation directly counters it. Rename variable. We're framing this as a really simple, straightforward housekeeping task. So it's minor severity, it's located in api.js, the issue is naming, and the recommendation is to rename it. It's clean, it's polite, and it tells the original coder exactly what needs to be done without wasting a single extra word.
Let's move to section 3 and see how this builds. Major issues, duplicate logic.
All right, as we escalate the stakes to major severity issues, we're looking at significant structural problems. These might not crash the server today, but man, they will cause massive headaches, technical debt, and bugs down the line. For our major severity example, we're targeting a completely different file, user.js. The stakes are notably higher here because we're actually dealing with core user data logic now rather than just some simple naming errors on an API route. By explicitly calling out user.js, we immediately shift the reviewer and the coder's mindset right to the core structural components of the app.
And this is where we really see the true value of the framework. The specific issue identified in user.js is duplicate logic. Code was just copied and pasted instead of being properly modularized. I mean, that is a major structural flaw that makes any future updates a total nightmare. But look at the recommendation side, extract helper. We aren't just griping about the copy and pasting, we're providing the exact architectural solution. By recommending the extraction of a helper function, you're actively saving the original coder time. You're handing them the exact blueprint to refactor their code cleanly. This right here is how you review code like an absolute pro.
But we've got to ask ourselves, what happens when the stakes are at their absolute highest? What happens when you're reading through a pull request and you spot something that isn't just a quirky naming thing, and it isn't just messy structure, but it's a fundamental threat to the entire system? When you encounter a completely critical, high-stakes scenario in a code base, your review report needs to cut through all the noise instantly.
Section 4, critical issues, missing authorization.
This brings us to the absolute climax of our escalation arc. When you tag something as critical, you are literally pulling the fire alarm. Our target file for this scenario, auth.js. Just hearing the name of that file should make your developer senses tingle, right? This is where the security of the whole application lives. A flaw here isn't just a bug, it is a ticking time bomb. By identifying auth.js right next to a critical severity tag, the person reading your review report instantly knows they need to drop everything else and pay attention to this immediately. No questions asked.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate power of our framework. The issue here is frankly terrifying: missing authorization. A user might be able to access data or perform actions they have absolutely no right to. Now, if you just leave a comment saying, hey, you forgot authorization, sure, that's alarming, but it's not totally helpful. That is exactly why the recommendation column is vital. Add role check. You're telling them the exact mechanical fix required to defuse the bomb. Just pointing out the missing auth isn't enough. You absolutely must specifically recommend adding that role check to close the loop and actually secure the application.
Section 5. The power of actionable recommendations.
So the crucial point is this: bridging the gap between an issue and a recommendation is the true hallmark of a professional developer. Honestly, anyone can be a critic, but when your feedback always includes a crystal clear path forward, you become a seriously invaluable teammate. Look at this fully assembled report. We see all our columns perfectly in action here. The critical missing authorization in auth.js, safely handled by recommending a role check. The major duplicate logic in user.js, swiftly resolved by extracting a helper. And that minor housekeeping in API.js, easily fixed by renaming a variable. By organizing your feedback by severity like this, you completely turn what could be a chaotic, emotional argument into a clean, objective, actionable document. As we wrap up this explainer today, think about the next time a colleague asks you to look over their code. Just pause for a second before you start typing out a bunch of random thoughts. Keep these 4 pillars in mind. I challenge you to actually apply this exact framework: severity, file, issue, recommendation. Let's stop just reading code and start professionally reviewing it. It kind of makes you wonder, though, what critical bugs are hiding in your team's unstructured pull requests right now, just waiting for professional review to catch them? Thanks so much for joining me on day 27, and I'll see you in the next one.